Hello, co-workers! How's everyone doing tonight, wherever you are? We are going to be switching gears from Tuesday's stream, where we were in some psychological horror, but now we are switching gears, heading into some romance instead. I would like to say lighthearted romance, but I don't know what's in store, so it might not be lighthearted, but we will see. But in any case, it's going to be some romance, historical fantasy, perhaps political intrigue. I read the synopsis, but I kind of kept myself in the dark as usual so I can have the full experience. Hi, Savon. Good luck. You got homework back to back. That's good. Prioritize your homework. Get that stuff done. You're at overdrive. Yeah, lock in. Do what you need to do. So the creator of this game actually was one that reached out to me there. So this is basically indie game developed completely by one person, a small Serenity studio. So they reached out to me to ask if I wanted to try out this demo. I thought, hey, it sounded pretty interesting. I figured we all can enjoy the experience together. Checking my settings here. Moment. Music volume, sound, okay. I can keep it like this from now. But yeah, this is apparently inspired by manhwas, which is another thing that piqued my interest, because as someone who reads a lot of webtoons and manhwas, I read good ones and also read really bad ones, but I've also read so many villainous type webtoons at this point. So it's just kind of interesting to be like, oh, we're gonna be in like a manhwa type setting. I read so many of those like transmigration reincarnated type webtoons or whatever. I'm like, I'm sure I'll get through this. I don't know if we can die in this game, but if so, hopefully we don't trigger any death flags when we go through it. Let's start a new game and see what is in store. This tale still being refined because this is the demo for its final unveiling. Going to Inner Court for whispered updates, and then are you ready to unmask your fate? Yes. You're going to unmask. Golden ribbons of sunlight pour through the window and blanket me in warmth as I nestle on my mother's lap. She breathes life into the pages of a children's book with her low, melodic voice. Oh yeah, the game also has live 2D animations too, which is neat. You know, it's not easy being able to draw all of the backgrounds, assets, and also do live 2D on top of that. Nope. My father kneels in front of me and ruffles my hair with his large hand. His callous palm feels rough against my scalp. Today is a special day. 6 years old already? You are growing too fast, my little one. You can join me on the training ground soon. Don't listen to him, sweetheart. Don't be a warrior, be a scholar like me. Solve problems with your brain, not your brawn. Why does I want to do both? Why does I want to solve my problems through intelligence and violence? Happy birthday, sis. Oh, that's bro, okay. I know you excel at whatever you choose. I want to be a warrior, I want to be a scholar, or I'll be both. I mean, if I had the choice, why not both? No, both. Both is good. I'll be both. I'll be a scholar warrior. Oh, that's a novel idea. then you'll have to work twice as hard. I will. The love and laughter filled the room. Their smiles are as warm and bright as sunlight. Suddenly, the air around me grows cold. Oh. Darkness falls like a heavy curtain, dimming the light and muffling their voices. Oh, and then the Fire Nation attacked. Mommy? Daddy? Brother? The scream rips through the darkness, followed by the sounds of steel striking steel. I'll find her son, you get her to safety. Desperately, I reach out to my mother, who picks me up protectively. She holds me so tightly that I can hear her heart beating rapidly. Each thud sounds as frantic as her footstep. I'm just gonna save for a moment here. And I am going to go to my settings, actually, for a moment. I'm just gonna turn down the sound a bit. Arrows whiz by, and people shriek, but my mother shields me from the chaos and terror as she dashes through the flames. Oh yeah, oh wow, okay, so yeah, everything is literally on fire. Oh no, not Mom. I'm here, sweetheart. With her trembling hands, she places something hard in my palm. A signet, engraved with a symbol of 3 mountain peaks. Our legacy must live on. Got like 3 mountains. The same wretched nightmare. Oh, okay. The nightmare of people storming through your house and setting it entirely on fire. That's gotta suck. My hand flies to the ring that hangs on a delicate chain around my neck. It's the only item I have that belonged to my parents. Solid, cold, real in my palm. With a heavy heart, I lie down slowly and stare at the dancing shadows on the wall. It's hard to fall back asleep after waking up from this recurring nightmare. And even if I do, the sleep is restless, light. The morning finally breaks after a long, sleepless night. I stand before a small mirror, fastening the delicate buttons of the new blouse I chose for today's special occasion. Oh, it's us! My given name is... oh, by default is Serafina. So we keep it as Serafina, or we can change it. But I'm just gonna keep it as Serafina in this case. You can be called Serafina. My family name is Montclair. Like, basically Clear Mountains. I mean, considering their signet, or like the symbol that they have, are literally a set of mountains it looks like. I think call it Montclairs. I'll keep it as that. Seems appropriate. My name is Serafina Montclair. After my family was gone, Aunt Helen took me to Alderweil, the remote mountains of Ravensburg. Oh, a map is available now. For years, I asked her about our family's legacy. Welcome! Hi, medic! Yeah, the default name Serafina, surname Montclair, when it is Manhwa-Inspired. Oh my god, yeah. I mean, I feel like this is like a suitable name for her. I have read manhwas and like, I would say like, yeah, webtoons, where they've given really bad names to characters. I don't know, it's because maybe like a lot of these webtoons or artists and writers are Korean, so they're just coming up with whatever European inspired name that they could find. The funniest one was I was reading a webtoon that was called I think it was like the Broken Ring or something like that. And the male lead, his family's name was like something like Escalante or something like that. So his name just means like stairs or escalator in Spanish. I was like, oh my god, the dreamy male lead, Escalante, Mr. Staircase. I always thought it was so funny when you have names like that. It sounds cool in English, but then I'm like, the actual meaning of it just doesn't seem to match. They have quite the imagination of how Europeans are named. Yeah. It's like when a lot of like Japanese animes try to give English names, or they're like, this is what Americans are named like, right? And they just like toss some like random Joe Schmo type name out there. But no, Montclair is actually fitting. Serafina sounds nice. She guarded our past like a precious, dangerous treasure. Time moved slowly here, and I grew up alongside it. Aunt Helen taught me the ways of the nobility. She showed me how to behave, speak, and carry myself with elegance, which felt out of place in the remote forest. As if she were preparing me for a life far beyond the mountains. Oh. Living in seclusion, I sought knowledge and entertainment in books, which Aunt Helen provided in abundance. Between their pages, I found bustling cities of the Empire, daring adventures, and even worlds stretching beyond its borders. Thanks to the grace Aunt Helen taught me and the knowledge I gained from books, I earned a position as a governess for a local earl when I came of age at 18. Okay. 7 years passed quietly in their service, and I became competent and respected. Okay. So 18. So she's like 25-ish then? Which is kind of nice that she's actually an adult. And we're not like a 16 or 18-year-old. I don't know, it's kind of refreshing. Because I know in a lot of like settings in historical fiction, so you have a lot of characters that are like young and they're like, oh, they have to get married at like a really early age. During that time, Aunt Helen began to share snippets of my past. Yet she never revealed any names or places. She said that as long as I stayed within the Empire, I would be safe. And she promised to tell me everything when the time was right. Hi, Vampire Neko! Welcome. You just started playing Fate's Masquerade. But that time never came. A few years ago, my aunt passed away suddenly, leaving me entirely alone with nothing but questions. Man, she didn't write a will or anything, no letter, nothing of the sort. Since then, my nightmares have returned, darker and more insistent than before. What is my family's legacy? Does it even matter after all these years? It must. I owe it to my family, to myself. Is the game complete? Not yet. This is, we're actually playing the demo for Fate's Masquerade, and this is being developed, literally as an indie game by one person. Shout out if they're in the chat for Small Serenity Studios. They're working on it, so we're basically just playing out the demo and see what this game's all about. Not sure what the time period is. If we're talking historical inspiration, 18 seems old for of age. Also noble with no will. Fishy. Yeah, 18, usually it's like, what, a debutante is usually at what, like 14 or 15? Or maybe between 14 to 16 usually, and then they're like, historically, they're like rushing to get married. Wow, just one person made this, or did I mishear that? No, one person has made this game. So she, as like they've stated, they've done all the character art, the story, all the animations, and then the music art and assets are from other sources. But yeah, this is all being developed by one person. Despite scouring every local record and dusty archive I could find, there are no records of my family's history. Kind of reminds you of like what the Anastasia's family kind of like. Meanwhile, the mountains of Alderwild feel like they're closing in. In my heart, I know there's more waiting for me beyond the jagged cliffs. But everything is about to change. The Imperial family is seeking a governess for the little princess. But by an incredible stroke of luck, I have been offered an interview. Oh my god, that is an incredible stroke of luck. An interview in this day and age? Even back then, I guess. Yeah, back then people died younger, so they were rushing things. Yeah, it makes sense, right? When back then, when life expectancy was like literally 30 or 40, by the time you're 15, you're like, oh, halfway there. If you don't die, you know, of stuff like war, plagues, dysentery, like even during childbirth, so many ways to die. This position is my ticket to enter the Imperial Court, the pinnacle of aristocracy. But most importantly, it gives me access to the Imperial Archives. It is a vast repository housing every record in existence. Wow, okay, she just wants to get in so she can kind of go through the books. I need to win this position. No, I must win this position. Hi Wolfgang, welcome. Just playing through the Otome Otome game here for Fate's Masquerade. We're trying to get into the Imperial Palace. That in childbirth was way more likely back then too. Yeah, honestly, there's so many. If you think about it, it's wild because even to this day, like you can still die in childbirth. Like, due to complications and stuff. So I could not imagine, like, you know, hundreds of years ago before modern medicine. Goodness me, the stakes are crazy. Today I leave for the capital. We gotta get the job. Oh, multitasking doing stuffies. Ooh, what are stuffies? Like stuffed animals, or is like a food? Today marks the beginning of a new chapter, and I pray to every deity that listens, let me finally discover the secrets of my past. And we are in a little carriage. The journey from Alderwild to the Imperial capital takes a whole month. Wow! Could you imagine taking a carriage and doing an entire journey for a whole month for a job interview? Like, I can barely see myself like driving out more than an hour to go interview somewhere, let alone taking an entire month to try and get the job. And then if you fail, it's like, what, you just have to take a whole month to go back home? Yeah, we did my guest room. You're 10 points from a level up. Yeah, I feel like sometimes with twists, I just end up dumping furniture and in hopes that I get enough points to get to the next level. But then, like, a lot of my rooms are really cluttered because of that. Oh, now I'm saying stuffies instead of stuff. You're cleaning. Okay, actually doing cleaning. Oh man, reminds me I need to do some cleaning at my end. I did clean my office a bit, but it ends up getting cluttered because I like to stack things. Get used to looking outside the window. I'm like, the view is, you know, it gets to a point where you're like, you look out and you're like, what do you see? Oh, trees. What do I see to my right? More trees. Great. Just nothing but trees. Yeah, every moment feels like an adventure, as if I'm stepping into the stories I once read about. Yeah, I can't wait to take nothing but walks and carriage rides for an entire month. Yeah, imagine not getting hired. I'd be so pissed. Oh, here we're... Oh, look. Ooh, flower fields. The mountains I know soften into rolling fields of flowers and then rise sharply again. We are cleared in a very mountainous type region, so I'm like, oh wow. I'm just like, I wonder if she did take a carriage the entire month. Because then, you know, props to the carriage driver, or maybe they're switching drivers every once in a while. It's gonna be a long trip. The flavors of cuisine gradually change from one region to the next. Oh. People's faces and accents take on distinct features, shaped by the lands they call home. I scribble at all in my diary, trying to capture the subtle shifts and little details that make each place unique. Hi, Gum! Welcome to stream. Who's getting married? Oh, like in the game? We just started, you know, we're on our way to the Imperial capital now. We haven't seen the guys yet. Sounds like it's up in the Alps or a German area. Yeah, I was thinking like more northern region, you know. Like I feel like this, I mean, I feel like it makes sense for them to be maybe with a more northern region, kind of like, yeah, Germany. Oh, you see the market outside. But the Imperial capital is unlike them all. The city pulses with a restless energy that feels both boundless and insatiable. The horses seem to gallop faster, the crowds press tighter, and every passerby walks as though they're racing an unseen clock. I love the way it's described. It's like, yeah, girl, welcome to the big city, baby. Everybody's like, hey, I'm walking here, gotta get out of my way. We're racing against an unseen clock. I gotta go to my interview. Ooh, when the Imperial Palace finally comes into view, the sight steals my breath away. And that looks like a grand entrance for an Imperial Palace. I think carriages often had a network. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Which is kind of cool when you think about it. You know, before cars and buses exist, there's gotta be like horse-drawn carriage routes. And then the horses get tired, so then you have to switch out the horses too. The white marble walls gleam like crystal in the twilight. It's so opulent looking. I'm like, yeah, this is definitely... This is definitely a manhwa, like, fantasy castle. I was like, yep. Like, I've seen this scene many times. So I'm like, that's the palace, alright. The gold trimmings reflect the disappearing sunlight, glittering so magically they seem almost alive. My soul soars with joy at the sight of the beating heart of the great Ravensburg Empire. My elation is matched only by my nervousness. For my future rests on tomorrow's interview, it will determine whether I stay here or return to Alderwild. Oh my god. That's some intense, like, interview process. Feels French? I guess so. It definitely has more, like, the fantasy elements. When I think of, like, French palace, I think of, like, you know, the Palace of Versailles. Which is interesting, because, when I went to Vienna, I went to the palace in Vienna, and the palace in Vienna versus the one in... It looks very, very similar to the Palace of Versailles. It's quite funny if you look at pictures of the one in, like, Austria versus France. Because I guess... I forget who built it first. I think, like... I feel like the palace in Austria and Vienna was built first. And then the France was like, we're gonna, like, one-up this. We're gonna make ours even fancier. We're gonna take the similar thing where we're gonna make it even fancier. And then, like, we have, like, Palace of Versailles, which is, like, extremely opulent. We definitely eating good. I hope so. I hope they feed us. At least, I hope that if we're gonna come all the way here for the interview, they're gonna give us some, like, tasty food, you know? At least, like, yeah, give us some steak, potatoes, or even some sort of pasta. Yeah, I was gonna say Serafina Montclair, and this castle makes me think France, but a lot of the city, yeah, it makes it a lot. Architecture also kind of like Germany. There's a lot of overlaps. I feel like with historical fantasy, you can kind of mix and match. Servants have escorted me to the governess's room, my temporary lodging during my stay. I mean, it's not bad. Not bad setup. Like, look, guys, we even have a little plant in the corner. A nice kettle with a spot for to light a candle, so we can have some tea. Both France and Germany were inspired by Gothic architecture, which I can kind of see in this castle. Yeah, there's some bases, you know. It's like you take a base and then everyone just kind of runs off with their own ideas. I should be preparing for tomorrow's interview, but the otherworldly light of dusk draws me to the window. Ah yes, the gorgeous view of the castle. As I take in the view, I reflect on how far the imperial family and the empire have come. Oh, here's the world building we have here. West has made mistakes with Asian culture too. I've caught elements of China was supposed to be Japan. Yeah, I feel like, yeah, it works both ways, right? It'd be like, it just looks like a Chinese architecture, but then they have like Japanese style roofs. So it's like, you know, when they're blending stuff together. So in this case, we just have a mismatch of Europe. So we have Ravensburg where we are. So our home, we were raised in Alderwild, which is more up north, it seems, and then we went down south into the capital, so all in here. And then it looks like there's the other neighboring places. Yeah, Ravensburg is a modest kingdom with rich fertile lands that's plagued by constant invasions. I mean, I guess it makes sense. They're kind of like in their center there, right? They got like, they're surrounded by all sides there. I would say though, like, rich fertile lands, I guess that makes sense. You got some mountainous regions, but then there's also, you know, it's, a part in the south there that's connected to the sea. 15 years ago, King Alaric Windrake decided that he would no longer simply endure. He would unite. He sent the crown prince, who was barely 14 years old at the time, to quell the unrest along the borders. What? He sent a 14-year-old to go, like... quell the unrest, like literally send him out to the battlefield? Much to everyone's surprise, the warring dukedom of Castellamar laid down its arms and joined him. Oh, okay. So Castellamar was like, alright, we're gonna team up. Soon, more kingdoms followed. That's so funny. It's like, of course, you know, like, back in the day, right, you're basically an adult by the time you're 14 or 15. And I mean, Alexander the Great was like, what, in his early 20s when he conquered, like, when he did all his conquering? But it's really funny. Could you imagine, like, following a 14-year-old to be like, or sending out your son, your 14-year-old, like your teenage son, to be like, hey, can you take care of the problem in the south? Funny. Some join willingly, drawn by promises of unity, prosperity, and protection. Others were guided firmly into the fold as the new order took shape. When the final treaties were signed 1 year ago, Ravensburg had grown into a vast empire spanning the entire continent. Oh wow, okay. So Castlemar there. Oh wow. So we just like literally took over, like, most of the places. Minus the desert, which I feel would probably be less appealing, and some of the northern parts there. Got to go. Okay. Well, thanks for dropping by, Gum. Hope you have a good rest of your day and night. This 14-year period is now known as the Great Unification. Yeah, just unite everyone into the motherland. Here I stand in the very place where it all began. It feels surreal. Drawn by the palace's grandeur, I take a book with me and wander into the gardens to read. I find a secluded bench surrounded by the blooming flowers and let the floral fragrance surround me. I barely open my book when I hear a sudden burst of excited voices coming from behind the bushes. And is there a Claude Opson? Fire Emblem Three Houses. I was like, are we in the... Oh man, I remember I was team Blue Lions, but I was biased. Okay, Blue Lions is where all the husbandos were, so I was biased for Blue Lions route. But like Claude would have been my second choice. If I actually went back to play the gosh, I forget the names now. I feel like Blue Lions, the deer, then friggin' yeah, whatever. I was like, how am I forgetting? I'm blanking out on the names. Which is funny because even to this day, I still see like Fire Emblem Three Houses discourse that like happens from time to time. But it was such a long game. I think I only really got to play Blue Lions route. But I would have played Golden Deer as well. Right now though, it feels like we're more Black Eagles from some Ravens. Lions, Golden Deer, got the Red House. the Red House. The Black Eagles, right. Oh look! Them! I can hardly believe it. Both of them! I told you today felt special. Your Imperial Highnesses. Oh. Oh, there they are. Just walking behind. Great view of their backs. The Imperial Princes. I squint, but all I can make out are their silhouettes against the fading light. One is rigid and imposing, while the other is relaxed and almost leisurely. The sunset swallows them as they disappear down the path. The maid's just snooping. Yeah, I mean, I guess when you're a maid, that's like, I feel like that's the role of a lot of the maids in these stories. They're always like gossiping or snooping around or like betraying. The moment they're gone, the maids erupt in excited chatter. By the heavens, they're so handsome! I almost forgot how to breathe. It's just me, or does the Crown Prince seem taller every time I see him? He's not taller, it's your fear. Because he's always so composed and cold, like a statue. They don't call him the Crimson Reaper for no reason. I heard the entire cities had laid down their arms at the mere sight of his banner. Because those who did not surrender were razed to the ground. That can't be true. He's fierce, not ruthless. I'm not so sure. Didn't you feel it? The air changed when he walked past. True. I agree. Personally, I like the second prince more. He has the most angelic smile. He even praised me on my attention to detail last week. Attention to detail is such a general compliment. He probably used that line on the scullery maid, the page boy, and the stable groom. So, a compliment is still a compliment. Not everyone notices the small things. They're Sims fangirls. I mean, come on, if you're stuck, you know, serving the Imperial family, having to live where you work, you might as well enjoy some eye candy while you're there. I guess that's if you got time to lean, you got time to clean. Yeah. Oh, they have the guts to say it in public. Yeah, like no one's like scared of saying this within earshot. They don't even realize I'm like behind the bush. They have to know that walls and bushes have ears. Speaking of being noticed, what do you think of the new governess candidate today? They're talking about me. Another candidate? How many now? 20? 30? It's an important position. They obviously want only the best. So, you saw her. What do you think? She has a northern accent. I say she's not from around here. Didn't you know? The Imperial family offers several interviews to governesses from outside the capital. to give the other territories a chance to serve. I thought they were hiding and talking to each other inside the bushes. That's kind of like, can you imagine? They're just like, okay, okay, the princes are gone, girls. All right, let's gather around in a huddle, and it's going like, spring inside the bushes. So we all know it's just for show. I thought for sure the one from yesterday would get the position. She was the governess to the Florendale Grand Duke's daughter. And yes, she was rejected. I wonder what qualities they're looking for. Not twist in my stomach as I trace the edge of my book with my thumb. Yeah, okay, no big deal. No pressure or anything. It's not like, you know, there's been 20 plus other candidates rejected before me. I thought I had a real shot at this position. Was I being delusional? I was not expecting the face to poke out of the bushes. If you two have time for idle gossip, then you have time to dust the Grand Hall again. Of course, you know, they thought they could keep getting away with chattering about. Here comes the head maid. All these are MCs, someone possesses the 20 plus women did. Yeah, I guess we'll find out. Take your bets, guys. What special qualities? What's something special that we have that the others won't? Yes, milady. And then they I hear their frantic footsteps as they scurry away. I love that. Always being chastised by the headmaid. If you have time to talk, you have time to work. Get to it, girls. The lady's unhurried footsteps continue down the garden path. Oh wait, no, she's not a maid. She's got a crown on her. Okay, so this looks like an actual, like, part of the royal family. He passes by, but then stops suddenly. I gasp and bury my face into the book. You must be the governess. Reluctantly, I lower my book shield and try to hide my embarrassment. Yeah, like that was gonna work to begin with. Yes. If you were trying to be discreet, reading your book upside down isn't the way to do it. My first evening at the palace and I've already made a complete fool of myself. Oh. Maids love unfounded gossip, don't let them get to you. I will keep that in mind, milady. But it's discouraging when people are second-guessing me before I've even had the chance. Oh, she's approaching. If you're not, it's like, oh, you're approaching me? If you're not already a governess to a duke or the imperial family, then your recommendation must have been exceptional. Trust in yourself. Where are you from? I'm from Alderwild. Alderwild? You must have had quite the journey. It took a whole month. Everything is so different here. I know the feeling. I grew up in Lavenholt. Considering the size of the empire, we are practically neighbors. She gives my horn a warm, reassuring pat. Don't let this place intimidate you. I think fresh blood like yourself is exactly what the little princess needs. Oh. I think she's nice so far. Someone with a worldly view, with a perspective beyond that of nobles raised within the comfort of the palace walls. Okay, I feel like this is our special trait, you know? We grew up in, like, the woods, you know? We know of life beyond the nobility and aristocracy. I feel like we're gonna win over the princess with our stories and books. That's how I feel. Fresh blood. Is she a vampire? She's certainly dressed in very scarlet clothing. Yeah, fresh blood. Deep red. He seems really, really friendly. Should I ask her for help, or would that make me seem incompetent? Oof. Do I want to ask her for advice? Should I ask her for advice? I feel presumptuous of me to ask some random noble lady I just met. Like, what should I do, guys? How do I pass this interview? Or do we try to lean on her, you know? Sometimes, you know, it's a whole ask and ye shall receive. You know, you never know what you might get if you simply just ask for it. But so maybe we'll try. I don't think she's gonna like cut off our heads or anything, so we'll give it a shot. You have any advice for tomorrow's interview? Impress the princes. The imperial princes? Of course. I was preparing to speak with the Lord Chamberlain, not the heirs to the throne. You are to teach their little sister after all. At least one of the two princes will come assess you. I shudder at the thought. How does one impress them? Prince Maximilian can be intimidating, but you must not let his authority diminish you. As for Prince Lucian, he often knows the answers before he asks the questions. So either be honest or make it convincing. Oh, thank you. I'll keep that in mind. Well then, I should be on my way. Good luck tomorrow. And just like that, she slips through the greenery of the garden and disappears. We didn't even ask for her name, you know? I'm like, she's clearly a royal, like a royal noble member. And I feel like we should probably have addressed her a little more formally, but at least she's nice. What a beautiful person, and friendly too. I hope she doesn't betray us later on. I forgot to ask her name. It's okay. If I secure my position tomorrow, our paths will surely cross again. Thanks to her, I feel a little more confident about my interview tomorrow. Interview day is upon me. That'd be really nerve-wracking. You spend an entire month coming here to do like literally the most important interview of your life in this like really opulent place. My legs feel unsteady with nerves even as I step into the palace's main building. Serafina romance her, even if she's evil. Forget the princess. Where's the Scarlet Lady route? There's no gay options. Nope, not this time. This is a Otome game, so only the male leads. Whoa. The grand doors open to reveal a marble and gold hall with light glittering beneath the soaring chandeliers. Oh, hello, sir. Just gliding into place. A middle-aged gentleman in a perfectly tailored suit approaches me and offers a bow. Good morning, Governess Montclair. Welcome to the Imperial Palace. I am the head butler, Mr. Griffin. I hope you had a good night's rest after your long journey. Everyone's attractive, not being the pansexual allegations. Romance the butler. I love that. We haven't even officially met the princess yet, and we're like, no guys, we gotta go for the Scarlet Noble Lady. Oh wait, no, the butler's pretty fine too. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, everyone's like everyone with the actual options. Yeah, secret route with the butler one. Yes, the accommodations were very comfortable, thank you. I'm pleased to hear it. Today's interview is a trial. You will spend the day taking care of Her Imperial Highness, and you will receive the results of your assessment at the end of the day. Follow me, please. Okay. I barely have time to process the news before Mr. Griffin leads me down a labyrinth of ornate corridors. Princes are overrated. You know what? As someone who's always liked the servant type characters, I'm pretty biased to answer that. My mind is a whirlwind of scenarios while my eyes try to take in the palace's beauty. Finally, he stops in front of an elaborate pair of double doors and pushes them open. Ooh. Look at the thing. Look at her. She's so tiny. An adorable little girl who is as beautiful as a porcelain doll is sitting inside and brushing a doll's hair. Your Imperial Highness, may I present Governess Montclair. There's a joke about handyman? What's the joke about handyman? Yeah, no, Scarlet isn't a sister. We literally have a little sister. I mean, she's a governess, right? She's gotta be looking after children. So I would expect a child, at the very least. He looks like he's giving the princess side eyes. I guess from like the angle, right? We want to see his full body, but he's like... But it makes me think he's like, Your Imperial Highness, may I present Governess Montclair. That bombastic side-eyed. She'll be looking after you today. The joke, they're good with their hands. Indeed they are. Indeed they are. Best of luck. I will do my best to be worthy of the responsibility, Mr. Griffin. Hi. Oh, it's Amelia. Wow, your hair is silver, like snow. Danny says snow is cold. Are you cold? How clever, Your Imperial Highness. But thankfully, my hair is not cold. Would you like to touch it? Amelia puts her little hand on my hair. Oh, it's soft as silk, but warm like a kitten. So, what would you like to do today? I spent all of yesterday indoors with the other governess. Can we do something outside today? Absolutely. Do you like flowers? Yes, yes. Especially the ones that smell nice. Perfect. How about I teach you to paint some pretty flowers today? Okay. At least she's nice and cute. And not like the horrible, like, gremlin children that are like the spoiled royal brats you can sometimes see. Oh, look at her flower. How did she even reach that high to color in the flowers? Amelia's brush strokes are clumsy as she tries to copy my lines. Very good. Just soften the curve a little here at the very tip of the petal. Amelia adjusts her painting to the best of her ability. But it's apparent that art isn't her strength. It's okay, sweetie, you tried. That's certainly colorful. I give her an encouraging smile. Who's there? Why, oh, you're approaching me too? You must be the governess. He's the Crown Prince, Maximilian Windrake. It's funny. Okay, I know Maximilian is like a name that's, you know, more common in fantasy, historical fiction, and whatnot. But to me, I cannot say Maximilian without picturing Maximilian Pegasus from Yu-Gi-Oh! In my head. Because I think that's the first time I ever heard the name Maximilian. And now I'm just like auto-filling it with like, Maximilian Pegasus. The fearsome general of the Great Unification, known to his enemies as the Crimson Reaper. Max is so dreamy and flowery and radiating. Yeah, he's literally got the flowers surrounding him as a border. To me, he is a figure who lived only in the Imperial Chronicles. Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Has ruined that name, which is called Max for short. But now seeing him breathe and speak, the legend before me is real. I mean, he looks pretty fine, not gonna lie. They say grown men tremble in his presence. Now I finally understand why. I just hear Max-a-million. He's Maximilian, bucks aplenty. I bow deeply, my hands trembling slightly. Yes. Get yourself together, Serafina! You're stammering like a fool! You're blowing this! I square my shoulders and force my voice to be steady. It is a great honor to meet you, Your Imperial Highness. He doesn't even acknowledge me. Okay, great. And a hi would be nice. What are you doing, Amelia? Amelia eagerly presents her painting to him. Maximilian, look! What is it? Unis, of course. Good effort. A for effort. I don't understand. Why have you chosen to teach art on your trial day? Uh-oh, he doesn't seem to approve of my method. Notice the moving icon? It means the choice matters. Oh, okay. This choice matters. It could be life or death, guys. He might execute and hang me if I don't answer correctly. Max is a hater? Max looks like a hater. Defend the art lesson. Excuse you? I'll have you know, art is important in the development of cognitive skills. Art is important in cultivating a child's observation, memory recall, and attention to detail. Not to mention, it fosters creativity and imagination. I believe even a strategist would find such skills indispensable. Also, the greatest rulers in history did not rely solely on brute force, but also on ingenuity. They paint a new path where others see dead ends. And that requires artistic talent. Interesting perspective. Terrorizing yet another poor soul, I see. Oh, that's like a different voice. Here comes the other friends. He's not a soldier, Maximilian. I love how they use their full names, you know. I guess because they're royals, but I can't just call him Max. It's Maximilian. You really ought to break that terrible habit of yours. This handsome man standing in front of me like a shining sun is Lucian Windrake. Of course, they have to do like the opposites. You know, where they're both brothers, but on like completely different personalities. He's the Duke of Goldencrest and the second prince. If Maximilian is the sword of the Empire, then Lucian is its sheath. Unlike his brother, his name does not dominate every text or echo through the streets. But he plays a monumental role in integrating the new territories into the Empire through his astute diplomacy. Okay, so he's just like a really good politician, basically. I'm not sure if they're twins. Curious. Known as the enigmatic enchanter in high society, I had heard whispers of his refined beauty. But he is even more striking in person. What a pleasure to meet you, my lady. You must be the new governess. If you lowered your intimidation factor by even half, my dear brother, fewer ladies would flee in terror when you're near. You at least love artists, maybe. Yeah. Hopefully he supports the arts. Last time I called Nan named Lucien is the guy from Dark Brotherhood of Oblivion. But you don't trust sweet talkers. No, I'm wondering, you know? I'm like, oh, is he gonna be like the hidden dark side to him? I'd rather he doesn't. Oh, another lady. Because he's already engaged to me. Oh wait, who? Ah, she's Victoria Rosemore, the only daughter of the Grand Duke of Florendale, whose military and political power is only second to that of the imperial family. She made her debut several years ago and has been dubbed the Diamond of the Court every year since. She has received countless suitors from across the empire but has refused to accept any of their proposals. That is, until her engagement to the Crown Prince was formally announced earlier this year. The imperial wedding is only a few months away. Wait, she's engaged to the heir. So wait, the Maximilian? Why are all the women in here so... He's like, oh, pretty lady. Manhwa-Inspired. I'm like, wait, I thought the male leads were the princes. Does that mean like if we try to get with one of the princes, we have to be like a homewrecker? Oh, she coming this way. Good afternoon, Victoria. Come now, my dear. She slips her arm through his. Let's have morning tea. Oh wait, so if we try to go for Maximilian, we're gonna have to like fight through Victoria. Going down the Max row must be complicated. Yeah, I'm like... Well, is she gonna like absolutely hate us if we try to steal her man? My apologies. He extracts himself from her grasp. Oh, he doesn't like her. I'll be convening a war council meeting soon. Skirmishes along the Castlemare have become increasingly problematic. Castellamare. It was the first dukedom to break away from our warring neighbor, the Winterhaven Kingdom, and seek our protection. Though it's been part of our empire for over a decade and has been overseen personally by the Crown Prince. Winterhaven still considers it stolen land. War. Always war. You're back in the palace now. Do try to leave the battlefield behind. It's time you learn how to live at court. Oof. I sense trouble in paradise. They say the wedding is a couple of months away, but they need to sort out some stuff. Why they have to be a redhead? To be the homewrecker? Are they pulling like an Anne Boleyn like type scenario? Look the other way, not our business. It's like, oh yeah, okay, I'm not getting in the middle of this lover spat right now. Make it short. Great. There's a new Valentis patisserie in the capital that's creating quite a sensation. I had my maid fetch some this morning. We simply must try them immediately. Governess, Amelia is in your care. Victoria leaves without so much as a glance or a word, as if I am nothing more than a garden statue. Yeah, because Victoria's a bitch. Poor Max, you can't just shake off war and discipline. Yeah, I'm like, he's probably got PTSD. They sent him when he was 14 when they sent him to go solve, like, wherever the war issue. I love redheads. I don't want her to be evil. Oh, yeah. Why are redheads villainized? Yeah, it's kind of weird when you think about it. Yeah, justice for gingers. What a perfect union, ordained by the stars. Are you blind, Lucien? They did not seem like a harmonious couple. The hero and the beauty. Oh, okay. I guess based off of looks alone. Do you think they'll be happy together? No. I might be like, no. They did not seem happy together now. No, I don't think she'll be happy. Could we just blatantly say that? I'm gonna be honest. From what I've observed, they don't seem aligned. It feels like a match arranged for the good of the realm, not for their hearts. But I do appreciate their sacrifice. I appreciate your honesty. He leans in slightly, lowering his voice. As a reward, I'll share a secret. One of them has far more to sacrifice than the other. Okay. That's none of my business. That's none of my business. What beautiful flowers you've drawn. Did this lovely governess teach you? Yes. And are you enjoying yourself? Yes. Good. He glances down at his pocket watch. Oh dear, look at the time. Best of luck today, governess. I do hope you win the position. Good day, your Imperial Highness. She's just like... I just like gonna be nonchalant about it. As I watch his retreating figure, all I can think is, have I survived my interview with the princes? Don't trust sweet talkers. I'm like, he's gotta have a dark side to him. Just what is it, you know, and how dark does it go? The princess's schedule is packed. Oh, this is starting to feel like the Fire Emblem Three Houses tea time. That's a lot of food for one little girl to eat. It's only just after morning tea, and now she's attending the Imperial Ladies' Luncheon. Oh, okay, so there are other ladies. Oh, okay, I was confused. I was like, damn, that's a lot of food for her. I know she's a growing girl, but I don't think she can eat that much. She is surrounded by a group of noble ladies from some of the most influential families in the Empire. Light work, no reaction on this interview. Like we're doing well, right? Well, is Draconia court? No, he's not eating entire cakes by himself. It turns out there are other ladies here. Meanwhile, I'm standing by, guiding her through the etiquette of courtly gatherings. This shawl is from Xylos, and it took the weavers 12 months. Do you think this vibrant gold color washes out my complexion? Victoria inspects it with a cool, appraising eye. Indeed, it's quite adequate. Perhaps in a deeper shade of gold, it will approach true elegance. Oh, you're right. I'll send in for a second order at once. I cannot be seen in adequate gold. Yeah, they're all grown up. Amelia's a child. You know when you're a kid and your parents are like... Have you ever had your parents invite their family friends over and all the adults are chatting and you're just like sitting at the table with the adults and you're just like, can I just go? Can I just leave? Can I go play with my Legos now and my dolls? Lady Margarita heaves an exaggerated sigh. Where do they even source their materials? My silk from Lies has been delayed again. The Winterhaven barbarians have pillaged my family's trade route. It's a massacre, Rosaline. I told them to massacre my wardrobe. Julia taps her fan against the table with grave disapproval. Don't be so dramatic, Margarita. Your wardrobe isn't a problem. My Elmwick tea didn't even get delivered this season. I'm told the farmers were drafted for reconstruction. Why are they reconstructing towers and bastions during harvest season? They should simply wait for winter. The peasants are idle then anyway. It's just common sense. Oh my god. It's like sitting in on like a super out of touch like aristocracy combo. Completely out of touch. Yeah, noble woman problems. Oh no, my silk scarf isn't yellow enough. Oh boo-hoo, my tea has not arrived in time. Oh, that's dreadful. What's a tea party without Elmwick tea? The very foundations of our civilization are crumbling. Oh my god, guys, so exaggeration. Calm down, ladies. Have you all already forgotten that our empire didn't possess Lies silks or Elmwick tea just a decade ago? It was our conquest that brought them in, and now no proper gathering is complete without them. These temporary shortages after such a long campaign are merely growing pains. We temporarily lend our support to the new territories in exchange for favorable compacts. This is how we ensure our family's dominance over our empire as well for generations to come. I watched them nibble on dainty sandwiches, their diamonds sparkling in the sunlight. So, this is what is actually served on the imperial table. Fine teas, rare silks, and a dash of exploitation? Like, yikes. Complaining about the farmers not harvesting your tea in time? I excused myself for a moment, needing a moment for some air to process what I've just heard. Yeah, you know, girl, I feel that. It's like, alright, I gotta step out for a moment to, like, unprocess all of this first world equivalent problems, just noble women problems. Victoria's sounding pragmatic. Yeah, she sounds more pragmatic than the others so far. As I pass the flowering bushes, the group behind me erupts in excitement. I turn around to follow their gaze. Oh my god, look who's there! And see Lucien passing by in the distance. Prince Lucien! Come join us! He glances at his pocket watch briefly before striding toward the group. Yeah, they're all going, yeah! Oh my god! Good afternoon, ladies. Is this the garden luncheon that my sister has been telling me so much about? Yes, Lucien, look at all these cakes! Margarita gestures towards her maid, who quickly brings an empty chair over and places it beside her. Prince Lucien, come sit here! The other girls exchange quick, flushed glances, silently cursing themselves for not having thought of the idea first. How could I possibly resist the chance to watch the enigmatic enchanter engage with his subjects? I sit down on a nearby bench and look through the gaps in the leaves. Man, we love sitting behind bushes. This is like our signature now. Nothing like listening to gossip while hiding behind the roses. We were just discussing the latest fashions. What do you think of my new shawl? Lucien studies it carefully. Silken, luxurious, masterfully woven. You have excellent taste, Lady Rosaline. But honestly, you can make burlap look fashionable. You tease me, Prince Lucien. Silo weavers took 12. Prince Lucien! Margarita guts in before Rosalie has finished her sentence. Have you seen a new opera at the Grand Theater? As a musician yourself, I know you would love it. The music is soul-shattering. Soul-shattering? And I hope the audience survives your ordeal. Yeah, I wonder who the other woman is, the nice lady that we met at the beginning. But in all seriousness, I'm intrigued about the new techniques they're using. Sadly, I haven't been able to go because I've been busy lately. That said, if you attend again, feel free to take my allocated seating in the grand tier at the theater. Prince Lucien! I don't know why I give it the most obnoxious voice. Maybe because she's the most obnoxious one to me right now. Your generosity is legendary! How fortunate is our empire to have you as our prince! Sorry for the interruption, Prince Lucien. I just acquired a most magnificent stallion. Yeah, we changed the theme now. Noble woman minus Victoria. Cringe. Not just typical noble women. He's pure frostwind breed and rides like a wild storm. At last, a horse with a spirit to match your own, Lady Juliet. I've always had a weakness for the wild ones. I must see this frostwind stallion of yours. It sounds remarkable. Then you must come to the races next month. As the conversation continues, I watch Lucien skillfully offer each lady a tailored compliment or gesture. Ooh, he's good. This guy's good. He'll be like a he's got the charisma of like a host club member. That we get surprised find out she's a sister, scoping out the governess. Nope. Guess not. We're just missing that other lady. That leaves them all giggling like teenage girls. If this isn't sorcery, then I don't know what is. He's a good sweet talker. He's maxed out his charisma stats. Thank you for your wonderful company, ladies. But I must get going. Enjoy the rest of your luncheon. The ladies nod and sigh, their eyes regretful as they watch him leave. Then, as if he senses eyes on him, he goes perfectly still. Oh shit. He spotted us. Oh no, he didn't see me, did he? Footstep. Closer. Closer still, until he stops right beside my bench. Oh no, 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 no. What have we here? I gulp and force myself to look up. Oh, hi, Your Imperial Highness. He casually sits down next to me and places his arm over the bench behind my back. I did not give you permission to encroach on my personal space. An electric spark shot through me where his fingers grazed my shoulder. He moves a little closer and I back away. Now his side is pressed against the rosebush, its thorns prickling through my blouse. The sickly sweet scent of the roses overwhelms my senses, making me dizzy. He leans in just slightly more and whispers, "Did you enjoy watching me?" Oh god. I'm just gonna save here. I didn't see anything. Sorry, it won't happen again. Or yes, I enjoyed your performance. I mean, we could just be straight up honest with. Yeah, okay, let's just go on it. Yeah, I watched you. I enjoyed your performance. Great work out there. I enjoy watching your fake ass perform. Yes, that was a superb performance, down to the very last detail. You really have them fooled. Look at his face. Bro is flabbergasted. The audacity! You seem to have forgotten that you are speaking to an imperial prince. Then he chuckles and his violet eyes glint with amusement. But that was an unexpectedly interesting answer. For having entertained me, I shall allow you this indulgence. But should there be a next... He tilts my chin slowly upward with a single finger. His voice is now a velvet murmur. I won't be so forgiving. Good day, Governess Montclair. Oh, okay. I think he just strolls away nonchalantly. Sadly, though, in these type of stories, guys like him love bluntness. I feel like that is his thing. No, he's a fake ass. Okay, he's a complete fake ass, and then like he's probably tired of being surrounded by other fake asses. So it is probably refreshing to have someone who's completely honest with him. But it just feels like the typical like, "Heh, omoshiroi," kind of thing going on. Like, "Huh, you're an interesting one," which is like a trope that happens so often in like Otome games and like soujos. Should they be calling her by that title when she isn't hired yet? Yeah, let's be honest, she's got the job. I guess they couldn't really... I guess calling her the maybe governess, potential governess, just doesn't have the same ring to it. He needs to unfilter, yeah, mofo to even him out. He just needs someone who's real, you know? We're just built different. I breathe out a sigh of relief once he disappears from view. So this is the true Prince Lucien. So he's really just putting on airs and like giving whatever little performances. How fascinating. He is not the sun that casts the light, but the shadow it creates. I touched my ear where his breath lingered. There must be something wrong with me, because instead of feeling terrified, I feel enthralled. Oh, girl is into the dangerous ones. It's like, is this what they call a fear boner? She's into the danger. She's like, just no flirt, tiptoeing or on that borderline. Probably smell bad. Yeah, do you think he brushes his teeth? While Princess Amelia is taking an afternoon nap, I make my way to the Imperial Library for a quick look around. Libraries have always been my refuge, heavy with ink, dust, and knowledge. The Imperial Library is most extraordinary. Towering shelves stretch across the vaulted ceiling, their tightly packed spines holding centuries of history. Much to my surprise and delight, it is far quieter than I had imagined. I wandered through the aisles, unable to suppress my soft oohs and ahs as I examined the ancient tomes and sacred documents on display. If I win this position, the answers to my past are somewhere in this room. I can feel it. Reading a book at a concert out of an MC? Yeah. I'm not like other girls. I don't care about fashionable silks and expensive teas. I just like to be surrounded by books, and I'm gonna be super honest with all the princes, and then they're gonna all fall in love with me. The library door is suddenly open, so I peek out from behind the bookshelves. Well, well, if it isn't the crowned prince, fancy seeing him here. Griffin, I need a stronger stimulant. He's asking for drugs? But your Imperial Highness, the physicians have warned. Uh-oh, this is a personal conversation not meant for my ears. I hurry further down the aisle, only to reach a dead end and realize there's nowhere left to go. Looks like I'll just have to wait until they're gone. Are we eavesdropping again? We're always in like constant eavesdropping situations, but these people need to like stop talking with their outdoor voices in indoor areas. I am well aware of their warnings, but the northern reports will not read themselves. Do as I instructed. Very well, Your Imperial Highness. I shall fetch the tonic immediately. Time for the drugs? Mr. Griffin's footsteps fade into the distance. But the steady rhythm of Maximilian's footsteps grows louder. I flatten myself against the shelves, eyes fixed blankly on the rows of spines, waiting for him to pass. His footsteps move past me, and I let out a sigh of relief. You there. Man, we are really bad at hiding, or we're just always in situations where we just eavesdrop on combos. Turn around. Now. For goodness sake. Is heightened paranoia a prerequisite for Imperial Princes? Ah! Who sent you to spy on me? Oh god, they're so close. He's cabedonin. We're getting cabedoned. No one. I'm browsing books. Governess? Yeah, it's me. You know? Don't skulk around like a thief. It's unbecoming of a governess. Everyone's invading our personal bowl. Personal space, come on. Oh, okay. He turns and walks away before I can explain myself. Well, the books never described him as nice. As the adrenaline slowly drains away, panic sets in. I am supposed to impress him, but I've done the exact opposite. I need to salvage this. Ahem. Excuse me. Is there anything I can help you with? Where's the librarian? I don't know. Useless. Wow. As if summoned by his impatience, the side door bursts open. An old lady bursts into the room, out of breath and holding a stack of papers. My apologies for the delay, Your Imperial Highness. Here are the archives you requested regarding the Northern Territories. He lowers a tall stack of papers onto his table. Explains why they gone through 20 plus interviews, yeah. He's got really impossibly high standards. Did she just mention Northern Territories? Are you looking into the Northern Territories? I'm from Alderwild, so I know the terrain well. The Black Crag Pass. It's a traversable in winter. Only if you have local guides. The heavy snow hides the deep crevices, but the locals know the wind patterns. An army would get stuck, but a small envoy could pass. Noted. He doesn't seem the slightest bit impressed. If you have more questions about the Northern Territories, I'd be more than happy to help. Sure. A man of few words, for sure. But his eyes remain fixed on the pages. Maybe I will return a little later and see. It's been a while, and it's been dead silent in the library. So I make my way back to his desk quietly. Yeah, just nothing but crickets. Like, okay, great conversation. He's sleeping? That's right, he mentioned needing a stimulant earlier. My gaze drops to his notes. He's reviewing the defense plans for the northeastern borders. I study his strategy for a moment. It's an intensely militaristic approach with impregnable defenses that likely cost a fortune. And his handwriting is atrocious. I'm like, girl, you're snooping to his stuff. I'm surprised this guy can like fall asleep with like someone here. Like, what if she tries to stab him, or she could like literally steal his military notes? This could be potentially, you know, the important information, intelligence perhaps. She could just steal his notes and run off with them. It's a chaotic tangle of sharp, ineligible characters riddled with corrections. Nothing like the decisive, precise general portrayed in the books. Without the intimidating expression he wears while he's awake, he looks almost vulnerable. And undeniably handsome. Boy, you look good when you're asleep and not glaring at me. She's so nosy. She's like, oh, he's asleep? I'm gonna read over his notes. Have I completely lost my mind? He's the fearsome Crimson Reaper. The legendary general of the Great Unification. Yeah, but he can also be hot, you know. He can be a general, the Crimson Reaper, and an Ikemen. I need to get out of here before he wakes up. Oh no. Oh. I was... He catches himself becoming flustered and stops mid-sentence. He quickly straightens his uniform and squares his shoulders. It's awkward. If you have finished gawking, you may leave. Are we done staring at him? For goodness sake, why does every encounter with the princess have to be riddled with misunderstandings? It's almost as if fate itself, haha, fate, is playing a cruel joke on me. Not gawking, pondering. Yeah, this time was our fault. No, we didn't have to stare at him. I'm not gawking, just pondering. Pondering. First, once someone has passed the point of exhaustion, stimulants are probably not going to work. Second, your Northern Defense Plan is excellent in terms of military strategy, but... What? The northern regions are frozen solid in winter, and nothing can traverse through those mountains. Garrisons will be mostly idle, but continue to consume resources. Wouldn't it be better to redirect that manpower towards building walls, watchtowers, and most importantly, roads? Roads? Yes, the freeze not only prevents invasions from outside, but also hampers food supply and trade on the inside. Building and maintaining roads will open up access and improve people's lives. It has nothing to do with defense. A well-fed and stable city is a happy city. We're just like lecturing him now. We're like, let me tell you a thing. I'm going to... I feel like we're doing the equivalent of mansplaining to him. We're just like... Sarah-splaining. I'd be like, actually, you have to build a road so that your forces can get proper access to food. Duh. Hi, Dragonheart. Welcome. We are playing through Fate's Masquerade and talking to one of the male love interests, Prince Maximilian. As I was going to my job last night, my card said Ace turned off due to engine temp high. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear. I hope you can get your car fixed. But yeah, it's good that you're okay. Increasing access strengthens its connection with the rest of the Empire. You will not only gain the support of the local lords, but also their reliance on the Empire. They will become the Empire's most loyal subjects and gladly defend their own lands. There is a temperature thermostat or sensor. Yeah, maybe you have to even get checked or looked at. Cars can be kind of wonky at times. Like, you're like, oh, I'm gonna go and fix my car, and then like it turns out it's like another problem. Integration is Dev occupation. He turns his attention back to his defense plans, fully immersed in thought. You seem occupied, so I'll leave you to it. This car has a used card. Yeah, it's like my parents' car. It's like after a couple of years, like my parents' car starts like acting up and like making weird noises. Goodbye. Okay. It feels so abrupt. It's like, okay, I'll leave it to it. Okay, bye. I breathe a sigh of relief as I step outside into the courtyard. That was close. I really hope I came across as competent enough. It's like, yes, my skills as a governess also include the providing infrastructure advice. The rest of the afternoon with Amelia went by smoothly. At least he said goodbye. Yeah, he ignored us earlier. Yeah, this time we were actually acknowledged. The little princess's eagerness is endearing. I can already tell that she'll be a diligent and attentive pupil. Thank God. She's actually like a good kid and not like a brat. Any governess would be fortunate to teach her. When the day was finally over, she hugged me tightly and whispered that she hopes I'll be back tomorrow. At least I know for certain that the princess likes me, and that fills me with hope. A knock on the door. I used to that blunt list for my family, mostly military. I guess it's like, yeah, you cut through, straight to the point. Say what you want. Say. My heart skips a beat. Could this be the result of my interview? I rushed to the door. Mr. Griffin! Ooh. He hands me a wax seal envelope with a cool wyvern dragon on it. That's a pretty sick emblem, not gonna lie. Just send your letters wax sealed with a dragon on it. Congratulations, Governess Montclair. The Imperial family has approved your appointment. I humbly welcome you to the Imperial household. Oh my God! He bows and leaves, and I quickly close the door behind him. My hands tremble as I break the seal and pull out the content. Inside is a beautifully crafted appointment letter bearing the Imperial emblem. I gasp with joy and press the letter to my chest. I reach beneath my collar for a ring, its gold warm against my skin. I've made it, Mother! I've got a job! I am no longer unemployed! And I will uncover our family's legacy. Yeah, that too. Yeah, I guess that's also a saying. Chapter 2. Ooh. Saja Boy Dream. You watch K-pop Demon Hunters? The Sacha boys are so hot. It's really funny because like we barely know anything about the Sacha boys. But like I guess Jinu had the most like screen time, but then kind of wish we got to learn more about the others, like, you know, Abby, Baby, and Mystery. I guess none of the 20 women before her are blunt enough. Yeah, maybe. Maybe they were too like bootlicking. And then while the princess maybe enjoyed her more honest and straightforward nature. What do I happen to be act fake? Yeah, just like a fake ass. Maybe it just ends. It's been weeks since I started living a double life. Teaching Amelia by day and searching for my lineage by night. Amelia is smart and eager, so she is making quick progress. But I am not. Good evening, Governess Montclair. Madame Evelyn is the head librarian. After spending nearly every evening here, I have gotten to know her quite well. She is as gentle as a grandmother, but enforces rules as strictly as a magistrate. You actually failed the interview because you act that way. It'd be funny. Yeah, can you imagine? Sorry, we regretfully decided to decline your appointment to Imperial household on the basis of being a fake bitch. Unless you're a cat, in which case she will let you get away with almost anything. Back again today? I don't believe I've seen a governess quite as hardworking as you. Well, no one can never know enough. One can never know enough. It's pronounced Evelyn or Eveline? Evelyn? Eveline. But Madame Evelyn. Eveline. I'm off to take my supper now. Make sure you get to the dining hall before it closes. Don't leave it too late again. Thanks, Madame Evelyn. I will. Eveline. Yeah, I like Evelyn. Yeah, Eveline also sounds nice as well. Like Madeline. Eveline. With that, she exits the library and leaves me in the library's quiet embrace. I scan the endless rows of books and sigh. It took me days just to learn the layout of the library. Eveline, yeah, okay with the spelling. Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's spelled L-I-N-E. I love Evelyn. That would be Malleus, my OC's child name. Oh, it's a very nice name. I like that. Evelyn. Finds the alternate names my mother would have given me if I was a girl. That's kind of neat. Like, I don't know if my parents ever thought about what to name me if I was a guy. Reading every heraldry book on the shelf has taken weeks, but there's no mention of my family name. No record of my sigil. I traced the familiar symbol on my ring. The Great Tragedy occurred almost 20 years ago, before the Great Unification, at a time when Ravensburg was still being invaded. So much has changed since then. I hadn't realized how many kingdoms have been absorbed into the Empire. How many times borders have been redrawn, or how many noble families were created, altered, or erased in the Empire's expansion. Perhaps I'm not looking at the right places. Heraldry changes over time, but tax records do not. It's so funny. If I can't find my family in the registry, they've got to be listed as like taxpayers somewhere, right? I need to find and comb through decades-old archives. They'll be buried beneath countless volumes of records. Oh god, how long would this take? Growl of my stomach brings me back to the present. Whatever the answer might be, it's for the future Seraphina to worry about. I gather my books and head to the dining hall, because food is also important. Oh hey, it's her again. As I make my way through the palace grounds, a familiar figure appears in front of me. It's the lady I met before. I must thank her for the advice she gave me before my interview. Good evening. Oh, it's you. Congratulations on securing the governess position. It's all thanks to you. I don't think I would have passed without your advice. How have you been adjusting to life in the palace? The Imperial Palace is truly magnificent, and I'm provided with every comfort I could ask for. And Princess Amelia is a wonderful student. I still can't believe I'm really here. I stopped myself mid-ramble, realizing that we still haven't properly introduced ourselves. By the way, I am Seraphina Montclair from Alderwild. What a lovely name, Seraphina. I am Narissa Valine. I assist His Imperial Majesty with his private affairs. Okay, Narissa. That's one way to put it. Ah, she is the woman that everyone whispers about in the corridors. The seductress. The tragic death of the Empress during Amelia's birth left the Empire mourning, except for the Emperor himself. Wow. Rumor has it that he had been captivated by a commoner long before the Empress's untimely death. The court has never forgiven her for the scandal. Jeez, okay. You know, we talk about dying in childbirth as a one way of, you know, just one form of death that's pretty common. The Emperor's like, oh, my wife died. Time to be single and mingle again. I usually regard palace gossip as idle chatter. But now that she's standing before me in person, I find myself suddenly very curious about her story. Whoa, that's a lot of questions we can ask her. That's like more questions that we've talked before of the guys. What's Emperor Alaric like? Do you like living in the palace? Advice for a newcomer like me? That's all the questions I got. Okay, well, we can do one by one. So what's Emperor Alaric like? His Imperial Majesty is a complicated man. You'll have the chance to judge for yourself. Do you like living in the palace? Well, the palace is magnificent and immaculate. Servants attend to every need, and the guards ensure order is kept. But it's a bustling place that's never truly quiet, and one cannot forget that the walls are always listening. Yeah, maybe we can be friends, you know? We girls gotta stick together. Advice for a newcomer? Make Princess Amelia's welfare your only priority. Don't believe everything you hear. In this palace, the truth is a luxury few can afford, and even fewer can recognize. Okay, cryptic suggestions. Well, that's all the questions I've got. Thank you for the guidance. You're very welcome. Feel free to ask me if you have any more questions in the future. That would be wonderful. I'll have lots of questions. Yeah, I'm like, everyone just talks openly. So people could be listening in. We never know. Yeah, ever the studious governess. Our princess is in capable hands. She glances at the darkening sky. Pardon me, but I must be going. The Emperor does not like to be kept waiting. Enjoy your evening. Good evening, Lady Narissa. We aren't the only eavesdropper. I'm like, everyone in this palace is an eavesdropper. Everyone is listening to each other. A few more peaceful weeks pass, and I spent countless hours poring over decades-old archives. Calling it tedious would be generous. I have been on the urge of falling asleep and going cross-eyed the entire time I trudged through those dry, lifeless tax records. But today I can put the frustration on the research aside because it is Princess Amelia's 6th birthday. Aw, she's 6! She's just a little girl. Perhaps I will even get to see the princes. I assumed that living in the palace would mean crossing paths with them every day. But in reality, they're as elusive as unicorns. Yeah, on the first day, we just kept running into them. I am the first to arrive at Amelia's room. Oh, look at her little pink dress. Happy birthday, Your Imperial Highness. You are especially radiant today. Thank you, Governess Montclair. I present my gift, a beautifully bound book adorned with intricate illustrations of kings, queens, and princesses. Amelia takes the book with her chubby little hands, her eyes widening with delight. It's so pretty! Inside, you'll find stories of brave and clever princesses who are just like you. They embark on grand adventures, overcome challenges with wit and courage, and always find their way. We can read them together. Let's forget everyone except Amelia and Narissa. Everyone's gonna buzz off, yeah. We just like forget about the guys. It's all about the girl power. Read them to me now. Okay. As I'm reading the book to Amelia, there is a knock on the door. I turn and see Maximilian enter, followed by his footmen carrying large, heavy boxes. Wow, look at them all file in. That's a lot of gifts. Good morning, Your Imperial Highness. Good morning, Governess Montclair. Oh, he remembers my name. Happy birthday, Amelia. Thank you. As soon as the footmen set the gifts down, Amelia picks up one of them. What do you get? She unwraps it, revealing high-quality paints, brushes of sable hair, and expensive pigments. Wow, look at that, and look at those palettes. Did he question me about the importance of art lessons during my interview? A well-rounded education includes finding your own artistic expression. Ooh, okay. Oh, I love these colors. Amelia squeals as she sifts through her new treasure. I mean, Max does he's kind of smiling right now. Happy birthday, Amelia. Thanks, Lulu. Oh my god, Lulu. It's Lulu. Good morning, lovely governess. It seems my brother has miraculously beaten me to the celebration this time. I have court shortly, so I'm here early. So what? So do I. He shrugs lightly. That doesn't mean I intend to arrive on time. His eyes sweep the room crowded with gifts until they land on the open paints. Art supplies? From you? He raises an eyebrow. Has our Crimson Reaper confused a paintbrush for a sword? You clearly understand little of art. Both swordsmanship and strategy are arts that require patience and dedication to master. Oh, is his response inspired by my answer in the interview? Okay. We do like to see someone who takes constructive criticism. Haha, if you say so. He sits down next to Amelia and produces a small, ornate box. Inside is a delicate locket that opens to reveal a painted miniature of the siblings, Maximilian, Lucian, and Amelia. Aw, look at this family portrait. What a thoughtful gift. I wish I had been giving a locket with my family's portrait on my 6th birthday so I could still gaze upon their faces. Happy birthday, little one. So you know that even when we are away, we are always with you. Oh, now I can see you two every day. I mean, yeah, that's kind of cute. Lucian gently ruffles her hair. He casts a playful glance at Maximilian. Take note, brother. This is the true art of gift giving. Why are we trying to one-up each other in this gift giving? I believe a gift's value is decided by the one who receives it, not the one who gives it. Governess Montclair, if you ever receive our gifts on your birthday, which do you like better? No, don't rope me into this. Oh no, why does Lucian have to drag me into the crossfire? I'm just a third-party member here. Can't I just say both? Both, you know, both is good. Why can't I just say both? I like both gifts. Both are fine. The more gifts, the merrier, right? Both gifts are thoughtful. Either one would bring me great joy. The only thing worse than choosing the losing side, Governess, is refusing to choose at all. Well, too bad. Too bad. Maybe I want both. Why can't I have both? Depends on who you want in romance. Why can't I if I do want a romance, why can't I romance both? Gonna build my own harem ending. Gonna be a 3P route. Yes, the one who tries to defend everything defends nothing. Well, tough. Well, I'll be damned. We actually agree on something. That is rare. Great, I've embarrassed myself in front of both princes. Very well, I must go. I will see you and Amelia at the dinner this evening. Bye, Maximilian. Alright, time's up for me too. See you both tonight. Yeah, we even want to get involved in this. He forced me to make a choice. And I was like, no, I don't want to make a choice. Why can't I have both? Why can't I be greedy? I want to make the greedy choice. Bye, Your Imperial Highnesses. I thought you were planning to be late for court again. Who says I'm headed to court? Since you consider yourself an art connoisseur now, I'm on my way to commission a grand family portrait just for you. It'll be perfect for your study. Spare me the trouble. Keep it for yourself. I chuckle at their light-hearted sibling sparring as their bickering fades down the hallway. For a moment, the palace feels almost like any ordinary home. I look back at Amelia, who is now gazing at the portrait in the locket. What's the matter, princess? Portrait is missing Papa. I haven't seen him for so long. Oh yeah, what is her dad doing besides like literally sleeping with another woman? Ah, Emperor Elric. Right. Oh, hey, if I want the not flirting with the engaged man. Oh, you're right. I probably forgot about Victoria. He's got a fiance, but who knows? Maybe if we want to fight Victoria, maybe then we'll pick Max. The elusive Ravensburg sovereign. In the months that I have served as Amelia's governess, I have not seen the Emperor even once. If he can't come to us, perhaps we could go to him instead? Go to Papa? You could even bring him a small gift. A gift? Like what? My gaze drifts to the table where I see the paints and the locket that the brothers have gifted, and the idea strikes me. I know. I lean closer, lowering my voice conspiratorially. Something very special. But what is it? Something I'm certain your father would love. I whispered the idea into her ear. Yes, I'll make it right away. Oh, look at her. She really does look so small. The servant leads us down the long corridor toward the Emperor's chambers. Amelia skips ahead, her excitement evident. My heart pounds with a mix of trepidation and anticipation at the prospect of meeting my Emperor. What is he like? The servant stops at the set of heavy guarded double doors. The guards step aside and allow us inside. Oh, there's the Emperor. I find myself holding my breath as I gaze upon the mighty Ravensburg Emperor. He is regal and magnificent, yet his presence has a jagged edge that makes people uneasy. It is hard to believe that I share the same air with the mastermind who reshaped the continent. Beneath the grandeur of his appearance, the resemblance to his son is unmistakable. I see Maximilian's seriousness in his eyes and Lucien's elegance in the curve of his nose. A movement in the corner of my eye catches my attention. Oh, there she is. It's Nerissa! I beam at her, and she returns the greeting with a small nod. Amelia lets out a small gasp of joy and skips forward, her skirts fluttering as she heads straight for her father. Papa! Looks like the Oblivion Emperor. It's like he's much older than I expected. Yes, Amelia. I made you something. Aww. Eagerly, she holds out her painting to him. What is this? It's our family portrait. Why am I being presented with this? It's my birthday. And the governess said... Governess? Yes, Your Imperial Highness? Please explain why you thought this was an appropriate claim upon my attention. You were entrusted with an imperial education. We do not celebrate the ordinary. What distinguishes, what justifies us, is our excellence. Maximilian had mastered the art of swordsmanship by the age of 8. Lucien has been debating with our greatest philosophers by the age of 9. Do you think Amelia's scrawl reflects the same level of imperial refinement? Yikes. Is it not good? It is acceptable. Wow. It's, I guess. It's okay. For a common child. Wow. If that is the future you envision for yourself. So, you're the result of my son's decisions. I question their choice. Your background is unremarkable. Your accomplishments are modest. Still, I assume they perceive potential that I have overlooked. Clearly, that was a misplaced gesture of good faith. Now, I'm correcting it. Effective immediately. Wow! Oh no, I'm gonna lose my position! Your Imperial Majesty. Not now, Nerissa. With all due respect, what use are swords or philosophy to a princess? Her role isn't complete to compete with your sons. It is secure alliances through marriage. To be charming, to be beloved. Is this a masterpiece? No. But it just demonstrates a strong sense of family loyalty. The governess has ensured she understands that loyalty is paramount. Isn't that what you require the most? She offers him a cup of tea. Please take a break, Your Imperial Majesty. You've had a long morning. There's no need to dwell on a child's painting. The princess is still young. And I trust the governess now understands exactly what is expected of her. as he accepts the cup and takes a sip. She glares at me. Wow. Her message is unmistakable. Go now. I take Amelia's hand and hurry her out of the room, away from the Emperor's gaze, as quickly as her little legs can carry her. I do not dare breathe until the grand door swings shut behind us. In the hallway, Amelia buries her tear-streaked face in my skirt and muffers her quiet whimpers. Best birthday ever! Nothing like getting some childhood trauma on your 6th birthday and how your father thinks you're incompetent and your art sucks. He thinks I'm bad. I wrap my arms around her, but my hands are shaking so much that I can barely stroke her hair. I'm sorry, princess. How foolish of me to think that all fathers are like mine. If it weren't for Narissa, I would have lost my position. I will not make that mistake again. Poor child. She just wants to draw and paint a family picture. She doesn't even have a booster seat. Look at her. I'm like, how is she supposed to eat the steak? Someone get her a booster chair. The Imperial family gathered in the dining hall is a sight to behold, the most powerful figures in the Empire all in one room. But the atmosphere is far from celebratory, despite it being Amelia's birthday dinner. She's still feeling down about what happened earlier this afternoon with her father, and I feel terrible for her. That scripted event, or do we choose it? I think it was scripted because the only choice before that was to pick whose gif we liked it better, so we could always jump back and see if it affects anything. But I felt like perhaps it was part of the main plot. But I am terrified for myself. I keep close to the wall and stay in the shadows to avoid being seen by the Emperor. Let us begin. Amelia, I hope you continue to grow in wisdom, beauty, and grace. And prove yourself worthy of the Windrake name. Thank you, Father. He cuts into his meat and the rest of the family follows. It's a rare pleasure to dine as a family together, Father. I believe the last time was on my birthday. And that was months ago, and there was a large, noisy crowd. The Windrakes always dine together on birthdays. Ravensburg tradition must be upheld, especially by the Imperial family. Of course, traditions. Lady Victoria, have you been visiting the palace often since the engagement? Yes, Your Imperial Majesty. I come here almost every day. The palace gardens are just as lovely as I remember from my childhood. Good. And has Maximilian been a gracious host? He has, Your Imperial Majesty, but the Crown Prince is burdened with many responsibilities. It's difficult for us to spend time together. That's so. Oh man. Are you too busy to attend to your future Crown Princess? Wow, okay, time to put him in a... put Maximilian in the spotlight. My apologies, Father. There are constant reports requiring immediate review. A prince who cannot manage his own household cannot manage an empire, Maximilian. Says the Emperor who barely even sees his own daughter. Yeah, I think Victoria just literally threw him under the bus. She could just be petty. Make the time. Yes, Father. Speaking of reports, have you finalized the defense plan for the northern borders? Actually, I made some small changes. I reduced the size of the winter garrisons and redirected the manpower to road reconstruction and maintenance. Why? To improve communication with the border regions for easier control and trade, and increase their economic reliance on the Empire. An interesting gamble. But an open road also allows for traders and invaders to reach the capital faster. You have enough garrison in the event of a conflict. Yes, the strategy is only applied in the parts of the northern borders for now. Hopefully we can find the right balance in a few years. Dangerous for you to play architect when you were raised a general, Maximilian. Oh my god! Why Emperor is such a hater? Like, I can't tell if he's just like, really... I was like, is he stupid? Or he's just really stubborn? I'll allow this experiment of yours. Well, at least he permits it. What's the update on negotiations with Duke Pembroke? He is insufferable as usual. He believes he has leverage given that his territories control the bulk of raw materials needed for our reconstruction. Then make him believe those territories will no longer be his if he refused to cooperate, okay? Only settle on favorable agreements. Emperor has like really shitty strategy. I'm sure, yeah, he's managed to conquer and expand his borders and stuff, but he's just like bulldozing his way through stuff. It's like, oh yeah, the guy's not giving you what you want, just threaten him. This man's compromised. I can't prove it. Yeah, I think, you know, he's just, I'm sure it's probably stressful being an emperor, but he is also just a dick. Father, Do you have a suggestion for the Pembroke taxation dispute, Amelia? She thinks! You can ask your 6-year-old, hey, what do you think about the taxation dispute? What should we do about that? No. Then listen and learn. Yes, Father. The measured, strategic, and relentless conversation between the Emperor and his sons resumes. When the main course is cleared, the Emperor sets down his cutlery. Early education was valued. Yeah, I mean, even if it's like, yeah, we're gonna teach you at a young age, you really expect a 6-year-old to give a detailed outline of like, what do we do about this dispute of like taxes between our territories? I have an appointment with the Grand Chancellor. Continue the dinner without me. He exits without another look as the door is gently shut behind him. Oh, thank God, the old fart has finally left the room. Amelia stares at his retreating back, her eyes brimming with tears. And when he leaves, the tension snaps like a cut wire. Lucien lets out an exaggerated sigh and slumps back in his chair. Honestly, the man has a remarkable talent for turning fine wine into vinegar. Be respectful, Lucien. I am being respectful. I waited until the door was closed. You know what? Lucien's actually pretty real for that. Surely you agree, Victoria. His Imperial Majesty has been nothing but gracious to me. Oh yes, we all saw that. I wager he will treat his future Rosemore daughter better than his own. Her face. Lucien, that was uncalled for. And you're distressing Amelia. She rises gracefully and takes a large velvet box from her maid, then steps to Amelia's side. Happy birthday, my dear princess. I have made something special for you. The rubies match your eyes, and the diamond is blessed by the High Priest. It is as radiant as you are. It's so pretty. Can I wear it now? Absolutely. He places it gently on Amelia's head. There. It fits perfectly. Oh, it's so heavy. And you look beautiful. She's got a little tiara. You've always had a weakness for shiny things, Victoria. Yeah, well, you've always had a weakness for things that won't yield. Shots firing back and forth. Won't yield. Oh no, resistance is merely an illusion. It only makes the conquest more thrilling. Amelia seems tired. Perhaps it's time for her to retire. Princess. Governess Montclair. Come, join us at this table. No? Oh, I couldn't possibly. Of course you can. With father gone, it's just us. Make yourself comfortable. Oh, Governess Montclair, sit next to me. Lucia nods at a servant, who quickly places an extra chair next to Amelia at the table. This is highly improper. A governess cannot sit at an imperial table. But it'd be an even greater offense to refuse the imperials in public. I slowly lower myself on the edge of the chair with a stiff spine. As soon as I sit down, Amelia leans her head against my arm. I can't help but smooth her hair with a gentle pat. So, has the Imperial Palace lived up to your expectations? I love that. Yeah, it's aight. I guess it's okay. What am I supposed to say? Like, no, this place is like, oh yeah, this place is such a dump. I hate it. Absolute toxic workplace. I say we sit on the Emperor's seat. Why don't we toss the Emperor? Yeah, like I'll become. We should take over and become the Empress instead. I don't know. Has the Imperial Palace lived up to your expectations? I don't know what to say here. I guess it's aight, but it seems awfully rude to say otherwise. I'm gonna say yes just to be nice. The books I've read barely do it justice. The food is wonderful, the rooms are comfortable, and the palace grounds are breathtaking. Each day brings a new adventure as I discover hidden corners of the gardens. Excellent, but have you discovered any hidden passageways yet? Hidden passageways? Of course! No palace would be complete without secret tunnels. Oh, okay. They're hiding in plain sight. You'll find them if you look closely. Why are you telling me this, Lucian? Your northern accent. Where are you from? Alderwild, Your Imperial Highness. Ah, Alderwild. The high mountains of the Empire. What is it like there? Yeah, why is he keeping us feeding us secret information? Like, yeah, I know, just BTW, there is secret passageways. Wink. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with that info? In spring and summer, the valleys are awash with wildflowers. In autumn and winter, the snow is so deep and pure that it silences the world. How enchanting. So why leave it all behind for the capital? I wish to see the Empire with my own eyes. And no place rivals the magnificence of the capital. Lucian smiles brightly as he raises his glass to mine. A kindred spirit, an adventurer, just like me. I mean, he's probing us for info. But no one has seen more of the Empire than our crown prince. He conquered most of the continent. Hey, Max! Do not shorten my name. call him Max. It's easier than Maximilian. What's the best place you've ever visited? And I studied terrain for potential ambush points, not to admire the view. Maximilian, Max, Maxi. Max-a-million. Lucian shakes his head in mock disappointment. But don't you ever stop to smell the roses at your victory banquets? What's the point of winning the world if you can't enjoy it? I suppose you never had to watch men die under your command. Then you'll know that smelling roses is not something I prioritize. Touché. Fair enough. When the time is right, I suppose I wouldn't mind a little traveling. Oh, how wonderful. I've always wished to see Elmar. They say the sand there is as soft as the clouds and glimmers like powdered gold. Let's add it to our honeymoon destinations. Destinations? Going on a trip? I think the beach sounds more like a place Lucian would like. Perhaps it could be a visit for the whole family. Lucian chuckles, lifting his glass. No, thank you. Do not invite your brother to your honeymoon. I prefer the company of a beautiful lady on the sunny beach. Lucy's always on to him. Yeah, let Max breathe. You can't help it. Max gotta do military stuff. And you, my dear brother, are not one. Which makes me think of an interesting question. Governess Montclair, oh my god, stupid Lulu, why do you keep deflecting questions at me? Do not drag me into your combos. I hear you enjoy reading. What kind of hero intrigues you more? A mysterious rogue with secrets? Or a rugged knight with a soft side? Why are you making me pick? I don't want to pick. I don't want to choose. The rogue or the knight. Any as long as he's good looking, lols. I don't know, personally. Yeah, oh boy! I wonder Lucian's the rogue, or maybe Max is the knight. Good golly gosh! I don't know who these people possibly be. I don't know, because technically speaking, I do enjoy rogue characters. Kind of like the assassin, rogue, you know, mysterious type, but a knight with a soft side is also nice too, because I really like Gap Moe. So I'm like, oh, that's hard. That's hard. Victoria, save us. I don't want to pick the choice of like your husband, your fiance, right in front of her. Like, yeah, who do you prefer? You know, Max or Lulu? And you can just say that right in front of his fiance? Victoria's right there. Say rogue or else. Yeah, look at her hands. Look, I don't know. She's looking pretty awfully close to that knife on the table. If we both reach for our knives first, you know, I think she might get first swing at me. Secret third answer, women. What happens if it's a female rogue and a female knight? Okay, to be honest though, when it comes to a female knight or rogue, I actually would like female knights. I have a bias. Female knights are cool. I have a bias for them. And yes, as long as he's good looking. I don't know. It's hard because I'm like the type of fictional guys I like are they're kind of more on the rough around the edges type, but Gapmo is so good. Joke's on you, I'm crushing on your stepmother. Where's the secret third option? Oh, that's so hard. Maybe I'll go for a knight this time around. I'm tired because I'm tired of Lulu throwing me under a bus, so I might just answer Knight just to be petty against him. Okay. Have a good night, Savan. I'll see you next time. Especially when they have proper armor. I hate designs people do when it's inconvenient and overly sexual. Yeah, you know, when you actually have female knights in like the full set of armor. It's so cool when they can like swing around swords. I'm just gonna pick the knight because this is your fault, Lulu. Stop dragging me into this combo. I'm gonna pick the knight to spite you. I cannot help but be drawn to the knight. There's something deeply satisfying about being able to bring out a soft side in the stoic knight. Oh, I don't like that interpretation, but I do like the Gat Moe. Gat Moe is good. Ridiculous. You're far more likely to find scars and embers beneath his armor than tenderness. Scars and embers? Hi, Maximilian. What have you done to all your knights? Nothing that war had not already done to them. Oh no, Amelia! She's on the floor! She just collapsed like that. For some reason I imagine that, you know, like Family Guy, when a character suddenly collapsed before, it's just right there. Princess? Amelia had slipped from her chair, crumbling onto the floor like a marionette with cut strings. Her tiara skitters across the marble. I kneel down and cradle her small body in my arms. Her skin is cold and her body is limp and feels like dead weight. What's wrong? I don't know. Her skin is cold. Physician, now! Yes, at once, Your Imperial Highness. Yeah, I hope she just fell asleep. Or did she get poisoned? What is it? Amelia's bedroom, which is normally fragrant with fresh flowers, now reeks of burnt herbs and smelling salts. Yeah, I'll come back at some point if the live stream keeps going. Okay, have a good day / night where you are, Wolfgang. See you later. But the most pungent scent of all is the heavy, gnawing dread that fills the room. The Grand Master of the Imperial Physician's brow is knitted tightly together as he mumbles to himself, as though he's trying to solve an impossible riddle. I stare at her bedside, my fist crumpling my dress as I stare at her tiny, still body. Enough silence. Update. Your Imperial Highness, the cause of the princess's condition remains uncertain. I've already summoned the finest physician in the capital. Yeah, he was just like pacing around. I wonder if she was just really stressed. Each one is a specialist in his or her field. They're on their way as we speak. Sounds ominous. Should we be worried? It is too soon to say. Your Imperial Majesty! She hasn't woken up yet. Not yet, Your Imperial Majesty. You understand the consequences of failure. Why? Okay, now he comes in here just to throw his weight around. Yes, Your Imperial Majesty. You have the full resources of the Empire at your disposal. Do not fail me. Yes, Your Imperial Majesty. Maximilian, go to the war room now. An urgent war council has been called, and we cannot allow word to spread that the princess is ill. Like, yes, father. Lucian, you know what to do. Yes, father. Governess Montclair. Yes, Your Imperial Highness? You were with her the whole day. Can you walk me through everything she did? I carefully recount the details of our day. Lucian listens intently, his expression thoughtful as he absorbs every word. When I finish, he nods faintly in acknowledgement. Okay, you go rest. I would prefer to stay. That was not a request. See you tomorrow. Oh, okay. Okay, Your Imperial Highness. Did he say I was concerned for his daughter because she's an asset of the Empire? I'm pretty sure he only sees her as an asset. Someone that he can marry off to, like, continue strengthening political connections. Dread follows me into my room. I lean against the wall and a chill runs down my spine. Our 6th birthday's cursed? Oh yeah, shit happened on her birthday too. I lost my family on my 6th. Now Amelia might lose her life. And then I will lose my job if she dies. I close my eyes and try to push away my selfish thoughts. Yeah! I was literally just saying, oh, if she doesn't make it, ooh, my governess position, my job, I'll be unemployed again. Legacy I've yet to discover. Everything will be consumed by the same darkness that threatens to consume her. As soon as the day breaks, I hurry back to her room. It's crowded now with physicians, but Amelia remains motionless. Her skin has turned yellow and is covered in angry red spots. Oh no! Does she have chicken pox? The plague? The princess arrives shortly after her hurried steps. The dark circles under her eyes tell me that they barely slept a wink last night. Status update. It is not good news, I'm afraid. We suspect poison. Ah, classic poisoning. Poison? Impossible. All our foods are rigorously tested by poison tasters, and yesterday is no exception. Poison tasters are adults. They have more tolerance than a child. Also, some poisons enter the body through skin contact or inhaled air. And identify the poison immediately. Common poisons do not cause symptoms like this. We are all doing the test, but the princess's condition is deteriorating quickly, and the results will take days, not weeks. Unacceptable. Maybe it's the tiara, you never know. Maybe she's allergic to whatever, maybe the poison is in her tiara. Maybe it's like something on the metal that went into her scalp. Find a way. There's one remedy. A total restoration of the humors by replacing her tainted blood with that of a healthy person. What? This experimental remedy is the latest development by the Imperial Academy and has produced very promising results. Is that the redhead? I remember the tiara placed on her. Yeah, because like she didn't... Everyone ate the same food. So I'm like, the only thing I can think of is the tiara. We've already located several suitable blood matches. Oh wow, okay. Your Imperial Majesty. Oh. Father. Father? Experimental remedy. What's the success rate? About 2 out of 3 make a complete recovery. But 1 out of 3. Well, if we don't apply the remedy, then 0 out of 3. Proceed. Once, Your Imperial Majesty. Maximilian, Lucian, time for court. I don't know about you, but I feel incredibly comforted knowing that father will attend court even when I'm on my deathbed. Surely you didn't expect anything different. It's like, oh, my youngest daughter is dying? Okay, well, I still gotta do my job. Maybe we should tell our father we aren't feeling well and can't attend the court today. You lost your mind. He literally just saw us. Do you not recall the last time you disobeyed him? Which time? I've lost count. I have heard a rebellious son. Luke, fine. There's little we can do here anyway. Let's go. I was going to suggest that we pretend to be unwell once we are in court. Oh. Don't worry, I've got a plan. It'll definitely work better than your terrible acting. Whoever gets the job done. Yes, brother, come walk with me in the shadows. I mean, it's kind of funny. Lulu is still sus, but I think, you know, he's slowly growing on me. I watch helplessly as the physicians buzz around the room with urgency, setting up the instruments and preparing the remedy. If only I had studied healing arts. If only I knew more about toxicology. Wait. I've seen books on toxicology at the Imperial Library. Physician, can you summarize all the princess's symptoms for me again? I guess they just let us hang around here. I thought they were gonna accuse us of poisoning her, you know? But I'm surprised they're really chill. I'll research poisons at in the Imperial Library. On your own? Without formal training? You'll be searching blind. Then tell me what to look for. I know the library well. He studies me with tired eyes, then sighs. Very well. Gather every reference on poisons. Then check for the following symptoms: sudden fatigue, yellowing on the skin, and dark speckling beneath the flesh. If you find a match, notify me immediately. Understood. Wish me luck. Good luck, young governess. Perhaps you will surprise us all. Time for us to come save the day? The Imperial Library, which was once my sanctuary, now feels like a battlefield. I tear through the shelves, pulling out books on venomous insects, poisonous plants, and toxic minerals. Soon my desk is buried under towers of books. I allow a heavy sigh of despair. Now I understand why the physicians abandoned the search. Sifting through all of them would take weeks, no, months. I take a deep breath and straighten my posture. No, I cannot give up. Can't the librarian help us? Not until the very last moment. Yeah, I hope we don't get left on the cliffhanger. I don't know if Amelia's gonna pull through. Okay, think, Serafina. If it were a common poison, the physicians would have identified it already. So it must be something rare. Or foreign to this region. Abandon the search for the life of the princess on the line. Yeah, I'm like, if the princess dies, I'm pretty sure some of them are gonna get executed by the emperor. The adult poison tasters were unaffected, so something that harms only children. Lead poisoning, maybe? Okay, it's not much, but it's a start. I rolled my sleeves with renewed resolve and pulled the book from the top of the pile. The rumbling of my stomach tells me it must be lunchtime. But I don't stop, can't stop. Don't stop, can't stop, won't stop. Not when every second counts. I ignore the hunger, reach for the next book. Golden berries. I remember how my aunt made me swear not to pick wild berries from the nearby forest for weeks after hearing a tragic story. You know what? Some colors contain poison. That's true. I mean, if there's like lead or certain pigments contain minerals or are poisonous to touch. A boy died after eating a wild berry in the Shadowfen Mountain, which is located in a region bordering Pembroke. What color was the boy's skin before he died? Yellow. It was yellow. Yeah, but a lot of things also make your skin yellow, you know, like when you're ill. Immediately, I scour the shelves for botanicals of the Shadowfen Mountain, but I find nothing. Frustrated, I seek out the head librarian. Madam Eveline, please help. I'm looking for any books on the plants of the Shadowfen Mountains. It's Shadowfen Mountains? Where is that? Along the border region of Pembroke. We have no botanical records from Pembroke. In truth, we have very little documentation from that region at all. It is one of the last territories to be brought into the Empire. Why must every step forward be met with another obstacle? Is there anywhere else I might find information on them? Please, it's urgent. It may help with the princess's illness. The princess is ill? Oh no, maybe I should have kept that a secret. It's complicated, but please, can you help? Seeing a poisoning takes longer before it's absorbed into the skin. Yeah, you know, it could be possible. She was like working with art and painting, right? She glances around the empty library, then leans closer, voice dropping to a whisper. We received many books from the new territories during the Great Unification. All new volumes must first be sanctioned by the Imperial Library's review panel before they may circulate. Until then, they remain locked away in a Chamber of Whispers, a restricted section. Chamber of Whispers, wow. My pulse thunders my ear. Oh, that sounds super secretive. What other important information is hidden in this Chamber of Whispers? The answers to my lineage? I must get access. How do I get access? Of course, it's restricted to the panelists. How do I become? Only librarians may serve as panelists. So I need to take this woman's job. The Chamber of Whispers, we need to fight a basilisk, yeah. Is it just guarded by giant snakes? Dragons, maybe? Isn't there another way? There is one exception. And that's when a member of the Imperial family personally brings you into the Chamber of Whispers. Don't tell anyone you heard that from me. Good luck, governess. My god, why does it have to be with an Imperial? Alright, let me go ask Emperor for a death wish, yeah. Be brave, Serafina. Do it for Amelia. We gotta do it. Do it for her. And think of all the answers locked away in the Chamber of Whispers. Not to mention, the princes aren't so terrible. So, which one of them should I turn to? Time to make a choice. Who do we want to bring into the Chamber of Whispers? Okay, pick your husband. At least Lucian is single, at least. That's true. Versus Maximilian, but we all know he doesn't like his fiance, but... Hey, Lucian, yeah, definitely is a choice. Not gonna lie, a part of me is tempted to pick Maximilian purely because I want to see, like, if we can fight Victoria. We could just turn into a full-blown soap opera. Just the most drama-inducing. But, you know what? I'm gonna take Lucian because I feel like he's got more social finesse. So he might be able to weasel our way into it. Those two are poor match, but I'm looking to get a home record ending, yeah. I'm gonna actually pick Lucian because I feel like in this situation, I feel like Lucian's probably the better choice. He can like sweet talk his way into the library. For Amelia, let's go! Oh, the demo may be over, but the dance has just only begun. We had to unmask the full story. So dun dun dun. We have been left on a cliffhanger. We will not know the fate of Amelia until after. I love how there was just like the illusion of choice at the end. So, never mind. Okay, wow. We'll have to... I guess when the full game comes out, we'll just have to know what happens next. How we will be able to save Amelia and pick our route at the end. But yeah, you can wish lists for the story, review, there you can join the Discord group for the game, or also follow them on Blue Sky. That's cool. Oh, you got a gallery. There's like... Oh, there's a system for self-voicing. Interesting. I didn't realize that. Anyways, yes, that was Fate's Masquerade. You know what? It was a pretty lengthy demo. It was like pretty much like 2+ hours for a demo, which I'm actually quite impressed with. Because I was only really expecting an hour or so, but we actually got quite a lot of content in this, and I've been invested in the story so far, I would say. Just we had like the whole introduction into all the characters, and you know, now we're on our main storyline of figuring out how to deal with Amelia's poison, and then also I guess deal with the princess and other characters as well. But so far I've been enjoying the game. Visually, it's I'm actually pretty impressed with all of the work that has gone into this, especially when everything was done by a single person. The live 2D animations and just the movements themselves are like a really nice touch, because I believe the creator's intention is to make it feel like you are in an anime. So it does, like, you know, add a little more movement and involvement when you kind of see the character's facial expressions and like moving forward and back into it. It doesn't give a more immersive feel to it, being part of the action, you know, a bit more. Characters have been pretty nice so far. You know, there's some tropes here and there, of course, that are standard for this, but I feel like, you know, we're going to be uncovering more personalities, especially with the male lead. We know Lucian's kind of like he's got a little sneaky side to him, but he's still he's slowly growing on me. He's been a fun character, slowly growing on me. And Max, like, I usually don't go for the stoic type characters, but I also really like Gatmoe, so maybe we can tap and pass his tsundere barriers into more of his dairy side. It'll be quite satisfying. I don't care about Amelia. She's like a cute little sister I never had. Yeah, I was like, oh, I like the fact that Amelia's just like a lovable little girl. Everyone else can buzz off. I don't know, we're so cool with Nerissa, but she did save MC. Yeah, she did save her ass. So, you know what? Nerissa's still good. Still good in my books. And like, so far, you know, it's nice to have an ally. I don't know if she'll betray us, hopefully not, but it's nice to at least have, you know, a female ally in the story. Because I don't know, Victoria, we might have to definitely deal, maybe we'll have to deal with her if we go on Max's route. But, or maybe she ended up being the one that poisoned Amelia. Who knows? Maybe she could be bad. She could be a villainess. Or Victoria. But it's nice that even the other ladies had, you know, their own movements and sprites and whatnot. But yeah, I think I like them. So far, the characters, they're slowly growing on me, except for the Emperor. The Emperor is a dick, but that's to be expected. He's I feel like that's the case for a lot of the Emperors. A lot of the stories. I know the arts and backgrounds have been nice as well, so I like the overall feel of it, of like being involved in the environment of the game. We'll see where the story unfolds, but for the most part so far, I've been like invested in the story. Want to see what happens next in the game there. Yeah, maybe she's taken out of the plot early on. Yeah, we don't know. Like, Victoria kind of pops in and out. Maybe she'll show up more in Max's route. It'd be interesting, yeah, to see the development of, like, you know, when we actually get into more of the romance later on. Because I also believe that this game is going to have spicy scenes at some point. So there's gonna be like optionable, like R18 or like whatever, just some extra spice that's tossed in there. Like, that'd be interesting to addition for it. Emperor is kind of a hypocrite. Poorly handled Amelia, but scolded Max for neglecting Victoria. Yeah, he's a hater and a total hypocrite. He's like, you should make time for your fiance, but then here he is, like, barely making any time for his family. Why his family members is dying, and he's like, well, guess I gotta go to court. He's just too busy. I mean, also considering the fact that his wife died giving birth to Amelia, that he immediately brought in another woman. So I don't know what he's got something going on there. Yeah, I think it was good. It was a good demo so far. I've been enjoying the plot, the experience, what I've seen so far. It's like I definitely would be interested in seeing the rest of the story when it's completed. But yeah, right now this game is on Steam, so you can check it out on the Steam page and wishlist it if you're interested in the developments. I think that is it. Settings load. Okay. I'm curious on the Rissa's role. If only one person has been able to work on this, we have to wait a while. Yeah. I think it's definitely a labor of love, I would say. Taking the time to go through it and the little putting it together. But it is not easy putting together a game, but it's I think it's definitely had a lot like love and effort that's been put into it. It does kind of give that little scratch, that little itch of being like, ooh, yeah, it totally reminds me of all those whatever fantasy royal type villainous manhwas that I read, without us being the villainous. We're just the governess in this case, which is also nice too, to be in like a kind of more different position, also being helpful. But in any case, yeah, I think I will call it for the night here. It was a good playthrough. A nice, it's nice to be able to play through a new visual novel this week for the demo. Quite meatier than I had expected. Next week we'll see what we'll be doing. Yeah, the others missed the dang cliffhanger. Oh yeah, the cliffhanger. It's gotta keep us, on our toes. So we want to know what's gonna happen next. Hopefully, we'll know how Amelia will be saved and what the poison is. Who poisoned her? How was she poisoned? How will we save her? And oh yeah, the whole thing about our lineage. When would it be revealed that we are actually royal blood and our family just got annihilated somewhere in the campaign? In any case, thank you all for joining me for tonight's stream. It was fun. She was just harping on some of the characters in the game here. Do check it out and follow the game if you're interested. And yeah, thanks again to Small Serenity Studios for reaching out to me about this. Looking forward to further development and all the best on the development of it. So until next time then, we're gonna catch you probably next week or in the next video. In the meantime, this is Koa Miyo clocking out for the night. So good night and take care of yourselves. See you later. Bye bye.